Let's get a quick take on Republican Congressman Ken Buck proclaiming that the Republican Party is dead. In an opinion piece published in the Denver Post on Monday, he cited the party has betrayed its values. He went on to say that Republicans no longer have a vision for a better America, and no one has stepped up to provide it. Patty Calhoun from Westward, this was pretty strong words to hear in a time where Republicans have the House, the Senate, the executive office. Were you surprised to hear this from Ken Buck?
Not so much, because Ken Buck has said he wants to leave. He does not want to stay in the swamp. He wrote the book, Drain the Swamp, and he's getting out of the swamp, coming back to Colorado. You know, Republicans have a vision. It's just double vision, maybe triple vision, and everyone's getting dizzy right now with what's going on in that party. But I say more power to them. Strong words, and like to have Coloradans speak their mind.
David Copeland from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. And speaking of the Independence Institute, John Caldera was also pretty vocal after the lack of a repeal of Obamacare, also coming out pretty angry about what the situation was with the Republican Party. How do you think this is going to play in Colorado, where I think as a state we're still fairly moderate?
Well, putting the moderation aside, it's a state where even the Republican Party only got on board with Trump after he won the nomination. Remember, he got 0 out of 35 delegates at the state Republican convention, and Colorado's legislators, Republican legislators on the whole, were very late to get on the Trump train, and as it turns out, for good reason. The Obamacare semi-baby fix failed, because the Republicans only have 52 senators, and obviously 3 went to the other side. That's a thing. Presidents have those kinds of problems. Successful presidents manage to get their things passed by effective lobbying on Capitol Hill and effective public persuasion. Ronald Reagan got his tax cuts through, which ignited a huge economic boom, a Democratic House of Representatives, because Ronald Reagan, unlike Donald Trump, whatever psychological issues he had, he didn't have to act them out in public all the time and make that the most important thing about his presidency. And B, he had an attention span, so he could focus on things. If President Trump had been out promoting the repeal, reform, whatever thing like Obama was to get it passed, or lots of other presidents have for their own programs, it might have passed. But you know, you're dealing with a guy who, in many respects, acts like a toddler, and toddlers, for all their charm, don't get things accomplished that require long-term planning.
Eric Sondland, political analyst. I guess we've seen moderates and conservatives within the Republican Party argue before. This is really nothing new. But 6 months into what was supposed to be a parade-like honeymoon, and now it almost seems like they'd rather go to their corners and not even remember that they still have the majority of all these different places. How did you receive Ken Buck's editorial?
Well, I found it interesting at a couple levels. One is he really threw in largely with Donald Trump. I mean, part of his point was not that Trump is the problem here, but that Congress is letting the president down. I thought that was an interesting angle. It probably fits for his congressional district. We'll see if he's coming, per Patty's point, we'll see if he's coming back to Colorado or not. That depends on whether there's an opening at the Attorney General's job, and we'll get there in a sec, that he can run for. Colorado has had a number of prominent Democrats over the years who've made a name for themselves by sort of running against their national party. I think back to my mentor, Dick Lamb, long ago. Roy Romer fell in that category to a certain extent, Gary Hart, and others have fallen into that category. We haven't seen that so much on the Republican side. Ken Buck is trying to carve out that ground. It's hard, as your question pointed out, Dominic, to make the case that this party is dead when they control all the levers of power, and they're at their zenith, and not just in Washington, but in terms of state legislatures, governors, and all the rest. But their rebound was largely as a protest movement. Now they are struggling to make the transition from protest movement to governing party, and so far that's not going so well.
Noelle Phillips from the Denver Post rounds out the panel. Noelle, what do you think about the reaction to it? We've seen it from both folks in the Republican Party and just folks watching it. Just your general reaction to Ken Buck's piece.
Maybe the public will see this as like a fresh voice and somebody's calling to action to, like, let's quit opposing and being obstructionist, protest party, whatever, and let's get down to business. Let's find a way to work. Because I think collectively, everybody is disgusted with Congress right now and what's going on in Washington. It's been that way for a while. Maybe this will serve as a call to action. I don't know. It's one guy, and there's a lot of people to try to get on board here.